1-yard line. Roethlisberger handing it off. This is Connor. He is in for a Steelers touchdown. It is Smith-Schuster who makes the catch.
What a catch.
Finds McDonald, and he takes it in for a Steelers touchdown.
Woo! 8-0.
It's going to be hard to be a Steelers fan in the future. I mean,
8-0
obviously we will be, but
and,
Jesus Christ. This is fantastic.
Oh, man.
Who would have thought the year we started doing a podcast, we'd be undefeated?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Not that I want to jinx us, but I feel like we're bringing them magic here.
Well, a lot of people bitched about this week, but I'm fine with it. I was relaxed. It's nice to have a little bit of a cushion. And, we did what we needed to do to win the game in the end.
It's all that matters. Take a W. I mean, but even if we would have lost, we still would have been one game up on the Ravens.
Right.
Perfectly fine.
It would have been a bad loss, though. I mean, Gilbert played his ass off. The dude was running for his life, escaping,
I don't like
throws,
that Tony Romo and what's Nance or whatever were saying that he's going to be like an all-star now.
No, he's not even going to start.
He's never going to play again.
What's his name Dalton comes back, they already said he's out.
Yeah, it took him 10 years to start a game.
It was a fluke. I mean,
they say he was drafted 2,700 days ago.
The dude was running. It was just like when we played the guy from Denver. What was his name?
Exactly.
Right.
Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah, Driscoll. He was running, throwing the ball up, and guys catching
Super
it.
athletic. We made them. We make them look better than they are.
I don't know why we struggle against backup quarterbacks, man.
It's our coordinator. I mean, I like Keith Butler, but
we were playing base a lot. When they had 4 receivers, I don't understand that.
We had a lot of last stringers in there. We had Lane in there. We had Bugs in there. I mean, even we had Carlos Davis in there. I mean, you know what I mean.
Carlos Davis actually played pretty good in a couple of snaps he got.
Well, I would hope so. He was playing against one of the worst O-lines in the league.
Right, and we didn't get the pass rush. I was a little confused about that, but I don't know if we were out schemed. Out-coached.
Yeah.
And we got lucky, man. We won that game.
That's true. Well, the other thing I was going to say is their defensive line is actually in last place. They have the worst rushing defense in the league, and we only had 22 rushing yards.
That's insane.
That's terrible.
I don't know what's up with that either.
We're playing backyard football again, which is fine. We won, but you can't do that every week.
You can't. You can't have Ben throwing 40 times a week.
Not at his age, not with that shoulder.
I mean, that and Ben Hurt's got hurt,
Yeah, we got to own the time of possession, run the ball.
Run the damn ball, let Ben throw, not get hit 10 times a game, and otherwise he's going to be out before you know it. We're lucky he's not out for the year now.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, get it together, man. We're 8-0. We're
talking
pissed.
to you, Randy.
Yeah, Randy. We'll come over your house and kidnap your ass.
I'll tell you what, though. Cam Hayward at the end, that was Steelers football.
That was
fucking awesome.
They stepped up when they had to. And Minka played great in this game.
Minka did. Every time that we use him as our thumbnail in the videos, he plays really well.
That's
if we
what
don't,
it is.
he
That's
doesn't.
Exactly what it is.
It's
and what got us through was I had this Terry Bradshaw Iron City can in my hand when we last drive there.
That's the first ever can of Iron City they ever made.
This one? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Terry Bradshaw. And whenever I need good luck, though, this is what I go to. So that works. I always have props I use. That was this week's.
It's so weird. What else, though? I mean, it's good to get that game behind us.
It is. Well, Big Ben surpassed Dan Marino for the fourth most fourth-quarter comebacks in history of the NFL. That's insane.
I don't know if that's a good stat or a bad stat. I mean, it's good to win those games.
Wow,
but, I mean, you don't want to be down, or you know what I mean?
I think it was a good stat.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, good teams win these games. We're 8-0, man.
We barely won that game.
Well,
our special
was
teams was the worst I think I've ever seen it.
I mean,
that
really, if things wouldn't have went our way, we probably would be like a 6-2 team, 5-3.
That's our unluckiest.
But when you go have good years, things go your way. Things have to go your way to have a Super Bowl team. But we haven't even peaked yet. We talk about this every week.
That's the truth. Yeah.
We have not peaked, and that's good. That's a good thing, man.
Man, think of how dangerous we'll be when Ben's long ball can actually connect.
Yeah, and I think he'll get better. Chad said in his interview that he questions whether Ben's going to be the same. Ben's going to be fine.
I think he's already playing great.
Yeah, and I
mean, just him being on the field in general.
I worry more about our running game than I do.
I do
Ben.
too. 22 yards.
Hey, what the hell, man? Can
we
get a running back?
1.2 yards per
I like Connor, but I don't know if he's the horse. And I don't see these other guys don't look like the horse to me either.
This sounds terrible, but we ran the ball way better with Dotson in there.
Yeah, I think so too.
That sounds awful because I love DeCastro, but man,
seems like
the
something's
moment he
up.
came back, our running game just shit the bed.
You're absolutely right. I thought of that myself.
Yeah, that's rough to say because I like the guy, but
I think Pouncey might have taken a step back too.
Yeah, I hate to say that too because he's a Steeler, man. And through and through.
I know.
So
hopefully they'll be able to sustain themselves, and we gotta win it this year, man. We really do.
The one thing that'll kill us is arrogance. I'm really getting
That or
scared of
COVID.
that. Well, that COVID's gonna. That's the other worry. But I mean, when I saw that Juju was gonna do that star celebration, to me, I thought, hey, that's football. But then the other part of me thought, man, just don't do that shit.
Yeah, there's no reason to do that shit. We're too good for that. We don't need to do that
Steelers
shit.
are always known as the classy team. We walk away.
That'd be like someone shitting on our towel or stepping on our towel.
Like that pisses us off. Yeah,
right. Why would you disrespect their
Right. That's
logo?
how you lose.
It means
You
a
get
lot
cursed,
to them.
man. Yeah.
He shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have even tried it.
I'm
We
glad
did get
Connor's
lucky,
on.
though, with a couple of those personal fouls and the late hits. And what do you think about Tomlin not going for the field goal at the end there?
Part of me says it was dumb, but part of me gets it. I mean, they were just getting right through every
Yeah.
time. The one thing I
I think
like
we would
is
have made it, though. Although we missed 2 extra points, and
that's true.
that's basically
One
an
was
extra.
Boswell's entire fault. The other
Right.
one was blocked. But the thing I'll say is, I thought when a long snapper had their head down, they're not allowed to be touched.
I don't
He was
know,
getting
man.
like raped in the
Only
face.
if you could reach up in his balls.
Apparently, because that one, what was that guy's name, Caldwell or something? I can't remember his damn name. He was just like bum rushing him. But I thought that was interesting to me.
Yeah,
News to me.
they never talked to Romo. Never talked about that. So
No, he was overanalyzing everything else.
yes.
I like the guy, but the analyzing.
CBS
just
is
chilled out,
hard
man.
too. They don't show replays. It's just not as good as Fox.
We're on
or
Fox this
NBC.
week, thank God.
Yeah, I heard they switched it. Yeah,
Oh yeah, are they switching it back to CBS?
no, to Fox
Okay, good. I was like, oh shit.
because it's a late game, and CBS doesn't have the doubleheader this week. Fox does.
Thank God. CBS is terrible. Just top to bottom terrible. I tried to get it working on phone, Xbox, computer, laptop, everything. But
Trying to get the game illegally. Is that what you're saying?
no, I mean I was trying to get it through their freaking app. Their app crashed. I'm like, what the hell? When you work on your phone, just crashes. I
Wow.
forget it. So that was what a crazy week. But we're going.
You know,
to the
Juju
Bengals.
stepped up. Claypool did not have his best game.
I know. I was so excited. He wore
Ebron
the
played
shirt,
great.
And then he played like shit. And I'm
Nice
like,
shirt. Ebron played great. What's that shirt say?
It is. It's the logo of 7-Eleven, the store, always open. But it's
No, we're gonna have these for
7-2-11.
sale. We'll have them up
7-2-11.
next week, so you guys can buy one. They're pretty cool.
They
7
are
or
pretty
11.
cool. They're good
That's
quality
good.
shirt too. He's always open. He just needs to catch the damn ball now. I mean, he had some mishaps, fumbles.
Yeah, he had a bad game. He'll be bad. He'll be fine. That was a pass interference on the first. That should have been a touchdown.
Oh yeah.
He should have caught it though too, and that whole game changes. I think if we score there.
Well, they gave it back to us with the hand in the face, which is, I mean, there's a real penalty. You're not allowed to hit a quarterback in the face, but they did give it back to us. So.
We had a few of those.
Yeah, so it's hard to
And
compare.
I heard
the
some
refs
people
this week.
saying, "Oh, Steelers always get those." Oh.
I disagree.
That's not true,
That's
man.
not
We
true
usually
at all.
don't ever get those.
That Sarah tried so hard to screw us. I'll never forget
She's
that.
got to
bitch.
get screwed somehow. Hopefully, she's not doing this game this week. Because this is about 4 weeks, she'll be having her
She's
period
in her-
again.
Oh God, and it's about time for her rotation. Oh, whatever team gets that rotation, they're screwed. So this week we are playing the Bengals. Obviously we've
The
got
Bungles,
this-
you suck. You always suck, and you always will.
Well, don't talk too much shit because we may be using Mason Rudolph here.
Yeah, you know what? I think if Mason plays, he'll come out and surprise people.
I mean, he overthrows the ball. Ben underthrows a lot, but Mason overthrows a lot.
He just he's trying to be a perfectionist, holds the ball too long.
He does.
But I just have a feeling if he played good against the Bengals last year, didn't he? No, it was when he benched him. Anyway, the first game he played great. I think was at home on Monday night or something. We blew him out.
Yeah, but they were terrible last year. They're pretty bad this
They're
year, but
not
they're
any good.
but they're better this year. They're a
I'm
lot
so
better.
sick of hearing, they're the best 2-6 football team in the league.
Statistically, they are. I would agree with that.
Come
yeah.
on. I know they've lost some close games. Who have they played, though?
But you got to look at their stats, man.
Who have they played?
It matches up with everything. I mean,
They got
they're
blown out by the
50-50
Ravens.
on everything. Yeah, a lot of people get blown out.
They could have beat the Browns.
Should have beat the Browns twice.
They were out coached. I can't believe their coach is still there. He's
It
terrible.
feels like that team is significantly improved from last year. Last year there was no thought process that they would ever be anybody.
It feels like it because they have Joe Burrow. And
That's
I like
true.
Joe. But Joe is going to get hit more than he's ever been hit this week. And the
You
way
know,
we got
he's-
embarrassed last week, we're going to kick their ass.
You know, he's their second leading rusher.
What's that tell you?
That's a problem, but he gets yardage, though, too. It's interesting.
I mean, he's a great kid. I love the kid. I wouldn't mind having him.
So, obviously, we have the COVID-19 list stuff going on. So, if you're watching this when we could be behind.
Not even a concern of mine. I think we'll be fine.
No.
Some people are saying they're going to reschedule.
No,
Most of the
they're
people,
not gonna reschedule.
only one has the virus, Vance, and he probably don't even have a cold.
They do have a couple people on their team that are on the list as well.
Right, and those other guys were around him.
Right.
So that's not even any reason to be concerned. So, I mean, the only concern is that they won't practice this week, and then are they going to be ready? Most of them, they only 2 starters, right?
Them?
Williams and Vince Williams and
Oh, yeah,
Bennett.
for us. Yeah, it's
Well,
Hawkins
who cares
and
about
Samuels
them?
for the
They
other
can
two.
fuck off.
In fact, I want Samuels on the list. Keep him on the fucking list. I don't want him back on the team. Get him out of here.
Yeah, Samuels has COVID and herpes, I heard. Just so you know, stay away from him.
Stay away from him. No, because then they'll play him. No one will want to tackle him.
How do we match up with this team? I mean, they can't stop the run. We of course Dallas couldn't either.
Dallas
we need
was
to run
last.
the damn football. Watt's supposed to be back. I just saw that today. And
We need to do some play action.
as
on the
is
ball.
Hilton. We've missed him some. Sutton's
That's
played
true.
well, but we missed
We
Hilton.
missed Hill. Hilton's aggressive, man.
And and he stops the run. And you know what? I think Williamson, is that his name? Avery Williamson's going to play some. I love the other kid. I think he's done great. But Williamson,
Well, he's going to have to.
we might even play 3 inside linebackers. And Williamson,
You know, that's
can
actually a good.
Williamson's a great run stopper.
That's a good note though, because we have been playing Watt and Dupree back a lot. Have you
Well,
seen
we've been
that?
playing 3 outside linebackers. You know that?
I did, yeah, and they were some. I do not like the idea.
I'd
of putting
rather play
Watt,
3
Watt.
inside.
You don't ever put Watt in pass
Ty
coverage,
Smith's
man.
been
Come
coming
on.
on.
Watt is the most
What-
dominant edge in
What
the
happened to
league.
Bud Dupree? Is he on the team still, or
He's been in pass coverage. Have you? It's freaking retarded.
he only had
I don't-
1 tackle last week?
He was. If you watch that, rewatch that game, and he was in pass coverage like 80% of the time. It's dumb.
So it's scheme, and we got our
Dumb.
linebackers covering receivers.
Yeah, he was in man against Amari Cooper.
stupid.
Amari Cooper. Like, come on.
Butler is a dumbass sometimes.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in both of our coordinators.
Yeah, last week. Well, I mean, you can't run the ball, and you can't scheme up the run.
And our man,
We are
our man
8-0 in
alignment is
spite
terrible.
of our coordinators.
I would agree with that completely. Yeah. Well, the only reason we won last
And
year
our
is
special
because of
teams
that.
coordinator, he's got his thumb up his ass too. How does that guy still have a job?
How does he still have a jaw? The way he chews on that gum, man.
How does he have a job?
I don't know. Somebody likes him there. He's terrible.
Hold that thought. I gotta refill my beer. What?
Do 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 do. So
I'm back.
So
All right.
Gentry gets a chance to play.
Does he?
Well, he's gonna.
I hope
Vance,
so. I don't know why we haven't used
Vance
him.
tested
I like
positive,
that
so he's not coming off the list
Oh.
anytime soon. So obviously Gentry's gonna get.
kid. That's scary because Vance is a good blocker, man.
Well, are they gonna bring up the one kid? What's that kid's name? Raider.
Maybe.
He's a blocker.
That's true.
But it looks like we already signed Edmonds to the actual active roster. So
What's that mean?
fills Vance's role. Or position. I'm sorry, number. You know what I mean? On the 53.
Oh, 53.
Man. And that's the last time we can do it without a full on, full-fledged.
Yeah, one thing we didn't talk about, they cut Wisniewski. I was kind of surprised by that, and I don't think they re-signed him.
They waived him or whatever.
Yeah,
his injury must be worse than.
Yeah, that was a bad signing. I thought it was going to be a great backup
too.
signing, but he's washed.
But with Dotson,
See, we got 2 rejects
JC
from
has him
Kansas
out?
City,
Good.
and they both sucked.
who's the other?
The punter, Colquitt.
Oh, that's right. Well, we got Steven Nelson from Kansas City, and he's fantastic.
And that's another thing. Jordan Berry had best game last week I've ever seen him have.
You know what? Surprisingly, he's the one person on our special teams that actually did well last week, and I did not think I was ever going to say that.
Yeah, he played great.
Since he
Over
came back, he's
50-yard
done
average.
pretty well. You don't want to have your punter ever. You don't want
Right.
to think about it that way, but so the Bengals. Let's get back to that.
Yeah.
Do you think our guys just need a break, and the COVID thing is like a makeshift bye for them a little bit, or no?
I don't know. That's what somebody else said to me today. Maybe, we're just taking it easy. We're going to give Ben a week off. But I think maybe we need to get a big-ass lead, and then we could sit these guys out in the fourth quarter. That would help even more.
And, yeah, I mean, if we're not taking shots to the knee at the end of the first half. You know?
Bengals scare me, though, because they have 3 great receivers. And Burrow is good. You never know. But I just can't see it, man. Their defense sucks. And now that they don't have the biggest guy that killed us that they traded away, the defensive lineman. I can't think of his name. He's killed us every year. They just traded him.
I don't even remember his name.
Asshole.
Well, I mean, but the one thing I was going to say is, though, like, we don't scheme well, right? So they have good receivers and Joe Burrow. We're just going to sit there and do prevent defense the entire time again, and then not. The guy's been sacked 28 times this year. Are we going to pressure?
We need to go after him.
I think so too. We got to rush out. I mean, send the kitchen sink. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Because they don't have
and
tight ends.
Especially if they don't have Mixon.
Game. Yeah, that's.
And they had tight ends that have killed us in the past. They don't have a tight end.
Right.
I just can't see it, and I think we're going to run the ball this week. I really do.
We're going to have to.
We're going to run power.
Maybe that's why we played Snell some last week. It was to give everybody kind of a break.
Connor's going to have over 100 yards this week.
Yeah, even if Mixon does play, he's only got a little over 400 yards in the season.
Yeah.
Burrow's averaging almost 4 yards per carry on himself. That's just him running. Running away from getting hit.
Right.
I mean, they did just beat the Titans, and they're coming off a bye, but I don't think the Titans are as good as everyone's been saying.
That actually shocked me. We forgot to mention that to Chad. How did they beat the Titans?
Titans aren't that good. And you know what?
We struggled against them.
Teams struggle after, they get beat once, and they struggle when they come back again the next game because they're just thrown off their game. Their special teams is a little bit better than ours statistically.
Carlos Dunlap is a guy
that
kills us every time.
He was an asshole, though.
Obviously, whining and crying, getting paid.
So they're 42% on third downs. They allow their opponents to be 49, so that's good. But they are among the top in the league for fourth down efficiency, and they go on fourth downs a lot. And they have 92% success rate on fourth downs, and they go for quite a bit.
They have nothing to lose.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
I wonder if B.J. Fenney's starting for them.
That's interesting. Yeah, because he's there now, huh? Seattle. Yeah, that's interesting.
Isn't that funny? He went to Seattle, and they didn't even love him enough to keep him.
Well, I love you, BJ. And we couldn't, I love you, BJ, not a BJ.
Oh.
Not disagreeing with that one either.
They're all getting BJs over there in Cincinnati now because he's there.
I feel bad for him.
But the dude was a Steeler fan, man.
We couldn't pay him.
You know what, though?
We couldn't pay him.
Dotson's so much better.
I agree. I think Dotson's pretty much going to be an all-pro someday. So we're coming off our lowest scoring game of the year, though. Bengals average, that's our lowest of the year is 24 points. So that's actually says something about our team. That's pretty good. But Bengals average 24 points a game, but they allow their opponents to get 27 points per game average. So but they're barely outscored. All their statistics pretty much match up to a 500 team. So I think they are better than 2-6.
I don't know. They lost to the Chargers 16-13. They lost the Browns twice. I mean, they lost the Eagles. They tied the Eagles. They beat the Jaguars at home. They got blown out by the Ravens. They lost to the Colts, and they beat the Titans, which was a surprise.
Well, they had a bye this past
week. Who the
week,
fuck have they played, dude?
Well, they beat the Titans, man. That's a pretty good team.
They beat the bye.
They beat the Titans. That's a good team. I don't know. That's and then they have a
Henry
week,
still
week
had
extra.
Titans still had almost 200 yards rushing against them.
I'm just saying it could be a perfect storm if we don't have Ben, and they had a bye and they're coming off a big win themselves. It could be a perfect storm and we could lose this game. If we go in there like we did last week with a lame duck, we could shit our pants and get beat. We could get smacked.
Well, we gotta play better. We did.
We can't be cocky. We can't think that we're the best team. We're not the best team in the league after last week. I would not say that we deserve to be number one in the power rankings.
Chiefs barely beat Carolina. What was that?
So?
So?
You think that we deserve to be number one in the power rankings?
No.
We're not even jiving yet, like we say. But
we haven't jived yet. But
we're not that good. We're good.
It's still fun being 8-0, but I don't want to be the team that goes 15-1 and then lose in the first round to a shit team like Miami.
Exactly. I'd rather go 12-4.
So we need to take care of business with the crappy teams here. We're not losing a division game at home against the Bengals, though. I'm sorry. I don't care if we have Tomlin at quarterback. I just don't see it. Unless we have more injuries.
Put Danny Smith.
I can't figure out how the hell they lost the Titans. I'm trying to look at the stats.
The COVID variable changes everything.
I think the Titans were just tired. I don't know.
Well, I think the Titans, they got kicked while they were down. But I'm telling you, the COVID variable will change it all. We'll see what happens with that.
Bengals only had 1 sack.
In that game?
I didn't watch the game, so. I don't know, man. 1 turnover. So. Anyway, they did win, though, and they could beat us, too. But I don't think so.
So we got an email from our biggest groupie, Bob. Thank you for listening, Bob Smith. So Bob, the subject of his email is finding a way to win is not a bad thing, is it?
Right.
It's kind of true. I mean, we screwed the pooch with that game pretty badly, but we did find a way to win, and that's what matters. But he said, are you worried about how we struggled against the Cowboys? He said, for me, it shows a few positive signs. 1, we haven't peaked yet, which we talk about every week.
Right.
2, the Cowboy game showed us we can come back and win, which, maybe that may pay off in a tough playoff game. And then he said,
we did it the last 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah, it's true, against the Ravens, too.
One personnel.
And then we held them back from coming back and winning themselves. That's huge.
What, we have 4 receivers, 5 receivers, empty backfield?
Yeah, 5 receivers set. Yep.
I think we come out with that first in the game.
I don't. Run the ball. Run the ball, man.
Because once we start doing out with that, I'm telling you.
Once we start doing that, we don't stop.
That's
fine, but then we don't dominate time possession. We don't dominate off the line of scrimmage. We're not
I miss the power. We talk about that all the time. I miss the ground and pound, man. It makes it so much easier to do everything else.
I agree. And when you own the clock, you just don't give your opponent time to score.
We did that first couple games, and we went away from it.
You just keep them from winning. It's not possible to win if they don't have the ball, and as long as you don't turn it over.
It's like we did against the Browns. That was a perfect game.
Yes, exactly.
And we still didn't
we
play
just
good.
stopped.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Bob.
No, he said that the third thing is just Ben's ability to orchestrate a comeback. Are you worried about how we struggled, or no?
I'm a little concerned about the running game.
Yeah.
But like you said, ever since DeCastro came back, it seemed like when we had the other guy in there, we were better. It's a concern. But we can throw when we need to. So because Dallas was just putting 8 guys in the box. And then we spread them out. But we should have went back to the run, I guess. I don't know.
I agree. Well, there were a lot.
It was a fluky game, though. They had 2 special teams returns.
How many times can we say that? I feel like we say that a lot. Oh, it was this fluky thing happened. It's like you can't have that every week because then you're going to lose that way.
Well, we usually do against bad teams. It's just what happens, man. Dallas was getting lucky, but so were we. So things went our way for once.
So Bob's email closes out. He says, one last thought. God, does Mason Rudolph suck or what? Hashtag I got the diarrhea.
I'm sorry about your diarrhea, Bob. But I want to see Mason a couple more times, but he just seems like he used to have so much more confidence.
It was once he got hit by Baltimore last year, and then he got injured or whatever. Since then, he's been terrible.
Yeah.
He did pretty well before that.
You're right. That's true.
I mean,
He did good in the Jets game at the end, though. I think he's just trying to be a perfectionist. Holds the ball too long.
Too much.
Thinks too much.
Yeah,
just play fucking football.
We do a lot of that. You think it's a Randy Figner thing? You think Randy ruined him a little bit? Because,
I don't know. Maybe
because
Randy
when he
played
went
with
out
his
there
balls.
first, he just played football, and he was better. And you notice, like, when Ben says, we're just going out there and playing backyard football, no, fuck Randy. All of a sudden, we do better again.
Yeah,
I think defensively we do the same thing. We're overthinking all these crazy schemes.
Yeah.
And just go out there and just simplify and just play football. And I think we do better that way.
We have so many stars on this team. There's no reason for us to be losing to teams like they're even. We're not losing, but having close games with shit teams like this that don't even have nothing to play for.
That's true.
But you got to remember,
it's crazy to think of them as
everybody
stars.
always gets up for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man.
That's true.
We are the best team, and they all know it in their heart. We're the best team in the history. We're the best team in the world, and that's why.
Dude, well,
I think we'll be fine this game. I think we'll run the ball better, and even if Rudolph plays, I think we win by at least 10. Ben plays 17. I'm not sold on the Bengals, man. I'm sorry. They're
well, you don't have to be sold on them, but they're better than you think statistically, man. They match up with every opponent.
They suck.
You don't have to be scared of them. You don't have to be scared of them.
Until just like the Browns, they suck. Until they beat us.
I actually think this Bengals team, they should not have lost the Browns. That's embarrassing because I think that they're better than the Browns.
They lost to the fucking Browns twice. How good are they, dude?
Well, you clearly agree.
I don't care if you say that. They're so good. They're so good. They suck.
I didn't say they're so good. I said they're the best 2-6 team in the league.
Thank God we didn't draft William Jackson like we wanted to.
Hey man, we don't make those mistakes.
They drafted him, picked before us because they knew we wanted him.
We don't. Colbert doesn't.
And
make
we
those
picked
mistakes.
that guy that isn't even in the league anymore.
Isn't it funny to think back on who was on our team? Remember, I was thinking about this the other day. Remember Antoine Blake?
Yeah.
We were
He's
terrible.
Short, yeah.
He was awful. Isn't it crazy to think about that? We just dealt with that not that long ago.
But that's the dude that went to Chicago. I cannot remember name. I gotta start writing this shit down, man.
Well, I don't know what you're
How do I do a
don't even know what you're
podcast?
talking
The
about.
guy we drafted that year, the kid that went to the Bears, free agency. He was terrible. Terrible.
Clearly didn't matter.
Well,
You don't have to remember his name. It doesn't matter. He's
doesn't matter
gone.
when you're doing a podcast.
He's gone. Nobody's going to remember some random draft pick that left
They
in free
remember this
agency.
guy.
Who are you talking about?
Anyway, no, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll run the ball. I think we're gonna sack him 6-7 times.
Artie Burns?
Yeah, Artie Burns, man. Artie Burns.
Artie Burns is shit.
That's who we drafted that year when we wanted William Jackson's mother.
I'd rather William Jackson than Artie Burns was terrible.
Right. That's what I say.
So nobody needs to remember Artie Burns. He's terrible.
He is terrible. I heard he was selling his Escalade though.
Man, Artie Burns got burnt a lot. He got burnt a lot.
And we tried to give that kid a chance. That was a special project.
Too many
there.
chances. Wait, I don't know.
I don't know. Don't say it.
He couldn't even play special teams. I don't know. So you want to do some game picks?
Yeah, let's do some picks.
Colts at Titans.
Titans.
Titans
win.
Easy win.
Colts suck. I'm sick of these teams. There's so many shitty teams. They let me down last week. Colts are a 9-7 team at best.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but I think the Titans will beat them by about 10. They usually play each other tough, though.
Yeah, well, they play
It's in
Titans,
Tennessee.
and then they play another game, and then they play each other again.
Wow.
So that's gonna be interesting. But I'm gonna pick the Titans as well. Texans at Browns. I'm gonna pick the Texans.
Nick Chubb's coming back.
So what? They're jiving. They shouldn't have won.
You know what? I
Jaguars.
think I'll take the. Man, their defense is bad, but I think I'll take the Texans by 1 point in a shootout.
A shootout. Washington at Lions. Shit teams. Lions.
Yeah, Lions.
Jags at Packers.
Pack.
Nobody should pick the Jags. Eagles at Giants.
Eagles.
These games are getting easier. Buccaneers at Panthers. It's an interesting one, actually. Buccaneers got their asses whooped.
Yeah, they'll bounce back.
I agree.
Antonio Brown had 3 catches. Yeah, him and Le'Veon Bell aren't the same without being on the Steelers, are they?
No.
They're just average guys.
Well, I mean, he's toxic. The moment he hit their
Wait till
team,
they start throwing to
smacked.
him and Mike Evans starts getting pissed off. Just wait.
Or
I can't
vice
wait.
versa. Maybe they'll pick Mike Evans more and Antonio will get... I can't believe that guy's living in Tom Brady's house.
Yeah. He's scoring a lot of points with his wife, though. And that little girl, I saw her sucking her thumb.
Oh, that's fucked up.
She's like 14. She's sucking her thumb on her mom's lap.
You ever see Tom Brady? He walks up to his son and he just kisses him on the lips all wet. You ever see that? It's weird.
Well, I didn't know he had a son. You sure that's his son? Or his
No, he's a son, yeah. Unless his son
That's sick,
transitioned.
man.
It's weird. Anyways.
We all know Tom Brady's a pussy and a fag.
Broncos and Raiders.
Raiders, believe it or not, they're not that good, but they keep finding a way to win. They have an easy schedule.
They are the worst. Aside from the Browns, they're the worst 5-3 team.
Oh, yeah.
Chargers and Dolphins.
There's another one that's not that good.
They're a shitty 5-3 team too. They should not be there.
I'm going to take the Chargers this time. Dolphins are inconsistent.
The Dolphins just win at home.
I mean, both these teams suck. But what are they going to be if they win? 6-3? Oh, that's a joke.
Even 5-4 is a joke.
Yeah. Even 4-5 is a joke.
They don't deserve to have even 3 wins. I mean, I don't know. They just, but they know the same thing. They do the same
But
thing
I like
the
the
Titans
coach.
do.
He seems cool.
Do you know him personally? How do you know he seems cool?
Just looking at him, he seems cool.
You're cool, dude. Them and the Titans, they just win in these like last-second shootouts every time. But I don't think Bills are another team. They're 7-2. They do not deserve to be 7-2.
Man.
And they're playing the Cardinals, who are 5-3.
We want these teams to have good records, though, because if they do come to play us in the playoffs, we'll take them serious instead of some 8-8 or 9-7 team. We'll lose.
Yeah.
A heart attack again. I'm not gonna make it through this season, man. Who is it?
Bills at Cardinals.
Cardinals. Another one that's not that good, but they keep winning. The Cardinals.
5-3. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Cardinals too. Neither of those teams are as good as they say, and I'm.
I do like the little
Josh
quarterback.
Allen for MVP. I'm so sick of it. Seahawks at Rams. Seahawks got beat by the Bills last week.
Taking the Rams.
I am too. The Rams have not lost at home.
Good games, really.
They're 3-0 at home. 49ers at Saints.
Saints
Saints as well. They seem like they're jiving now that what's his face is back.
Yeah, 49ers aren't going anywhere. Michael Thomas.
Yeah. Ravens at Patriots.
Ravens.
I don't know. Of course, the year they get, we have to play the Patriots every year in the one-off that's not the division matchup, but now they get to, and it's Cam for.
You can't blame them. Belichick's shit, but you never know. I keep waiting for Belichick's team to show up, but
not gonna happen.
I think they quit. Man.
It's not gonna happen.
Cam Newton's done in this league.
Well, he's apparently going to be comeback player of the year, they think.
Oh, come on. That's bullshit.
Is that the biggest, most insulting thing
It's
ever?
how it is with the Steelers.
From what?
That's
They hate the Steelers, man. They do.
That's almost as bad as someone building a wall and then they give someone else credit or a vaccine.
Hey, Pennsylvania, apparently.
We ain't going there. It's not worth it.
Vikings at Bears.
Bears. The Bears.
Even though, the Bears
Vikings
are the home
are inconsistent. Didn't they win last week again, Vikings?
Yeah, but let me tell you, this is weird. The Bears are the home team. They have
They're not that good.
2 games better than the Vikings, but the Vikings are still the favorite.
Yeah, because the Bears are.
Their defense.
There's
is
so
good.
many
Their
shitty
offense is
teams,
terrible.
dude.
So that takes us to our game. Which
Wow.
I'm obviously still going to pick us.
No matter who plays quarterback, right?
No matter who plays quarterback. It's going to be a close game if it's Mason, though. Yeah. It's going to be close.
I think if Mason plays, we win by 10. Ben plays, we win by 17.
I think if Mason plays, we win by
We had our
3.
bad game last week. We're not going to have it again. Maybe lose next week to the Jags or something, but I can't see us losing.
If we lose to anyone, it will be the fucking Jags.
Yeah, we always do.
Whatever.
They suck. They never won shit, and they always thought they were better than us when they had Fournette and those guys, and they went in there and beat us.
Now what are they doing?
They ain't shit. They thought it was so good.
They did get robbed in their game last week.
Every team.
Did you see that?
No.
The refs. It was delay of game by like 10 seconds, and their players started walking off the field, and the Texans just threw a bomb, and the refs gave them a touchdown. And it was just like everyone was standing there like, what the hell? And the refs just didn't call it back.
Referee this year is really bad. It's going to cost us a game eventually.
I think so too.
Hopefully not in the playoffs.
I'd rather get that out of the system now. But
yeah, and I hope Ben gets COVID, get that out of his system now too.
I don't know about that because he won't be. With our luck, they'll say, "No, you're done for the year." They'll change the damn rule, and then we're screwed, or they'll just cancel the season. Yeah. I'm going to pick us too, but I think if Mason plays, we win by 3. I think if Ben plays, we win by 10.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Is that all the games?
That's it.
All right. Well, hey, go Steelers, man. We're 8-0. We act like we're 0-8.
I don't think we act like we're 0-8. Who acts like we're 0-8?
Well, everybody else. But I'm going to get it right now.
I think when you're 8-0, people don't have enough to bitch about, so they got to find something else to bitch about.
Watch this, man.
Watch what?
I'm going to get us live here on our page here while we're doing our podcast.
So, for the people that are already watching the podcast after the fact, because we're not... You're watching it not live. So please review our Chad Schmock video. He's got that's coming out with this one at the same time. So.
Right.
Oh, are we live right now?
Yeah, but I don't know how to.
This guy's a moron. When it comes to technology.
Woo! We are live.
We're 8-0, and nobody acts like we're 8-0. Nobody acts like it.
Hey, like, subscribe, follow us
on a lot
on
of subscribers. Thank
Twitter,
you to people who are doing
Facebook, Steel Studio page and group. Request to join the group. It's fun. And every week no one got the score right, of course. Everybody thought we was going to blow them out. And one guy said 2-0. He was probably the closest. But,
this isn't a soccer game, man.
A couple people said trap game. I don't know what you consider a trap game or not, but we got to play better, and we got some things coming up. I got to read that book from that 70s book. I've read 2 pages. I got to read that book so we can have him on the podcast.
Well, yeah, once you do, he's coming on. So
him and Jim Wexell, too. He wrote the Troy Polamalu book.
That's right.
But, yeah, it's good stuff, man. We'll work on some stuff. So,
yeah, so like I said, if you haven't seen it yet, check out our Chad Schmock video. And that's all we got. So we love you, Steelers Nation. We'll see you next week.
See ya.